Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Kurt's forehead.
Hey, where's my head? Oh shit! Sorry, I forgot.
Where's your head? Nah, nah,
There you
where's your head?
go.
Where's your
We
head?
are the voices. I am Kurt, the lead writer.
Wait, do you not know that
Darren, the
song?
game director. Which one?
Where's your head? Nah, nah, where's your head?
I do not know that song.
Nah, it's
I know
fine.
"Where's My Mind" by the Pixies, which is a
Yeah.
wonderful song by the Pixies. Who is that by?
I don't know, dude. I think it's like, it's one of the maybe it's Prodigy or someone, or it's one of those Essex kind of like rock slash EDM bands that came
Sure.
out of the 90s. Yeah.
Mm, I do like Prodigy. That was one of my favorite MTV tracks back in the 8th grade.
What,
I'm an old
Firestarter?
man. Yeah, I'm Firestarter.
Yeah, that's a really
Yeah,
good
it's good.
video as well.
Yeah. Good stuff. Nice reminiscing about old music.
Yeah.
Now we are
No, wait,
here.
wait. I've got, I've,
What's up?
I've got something to tell you about old music.
Okay, tell me about old music.
I saw an opera last night.
You saw an opera last night.
Yeah, I saw an opera
That's
last night.
fantastic. So I've never been to a full opera. I've seen opera performances because I went to music in college and have a lot of like musical theater friends. But I've never been to a full-on opera like live. How was it?
It was a surprise opera as well. So Jasmine's into opera because her parents are quite cultured and she grew up a little bit cultured too, in a good way. And she's into classical music as well, so she likes operas. And me, being from a different background, I've always thought of operas as being like snobby and just not for the people, and I
Sure.
wasn't so keen. But she booked it, and I was like, sure, let's do it. And then we forgot. And then this Monday, she checked her calendar. She's like, Darren, we're seeing an opera on Wednesday evening. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. I had to prepare
Okay.
myself mentally. And then we went, and turns out it was jokes. It was a comedy, and it was funny. And it was clearly, I was wrong. I was just wrong about opera. I was so wrong. It's
Yeah.
obviously for the people. It has to be for the people. There's no way that opera wasn't made for the people. It was like an Italian version of pantomime. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, famously, Mozart's operas were for the peanut gallery.
Yeah, that's what we saw.
Or
We saw the Marriage of Figaro, which is Mozart.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's different listening to opera, just listen to it without the visuals for sure.
Yeah.
I feel that way about like ballet too, like ballet without the context of the story. I mean,
Yeah.
like everyone,
Yeah.
it's
So
subjective.
we had
that,
it in the Millennium Centre, which is the theatre just down the road from us, and they obviously sang in Italian, and then they had subtitles projected above the stage in English and in Welsh, which is the best because then you get to read
cool.
Welsh while reading the English.
Yeah, you get the practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then what else was interesting about it? Three things, I guess. One, the first song is very recognizable. Everyone knows it, but I won't try and do it on camera because I'm.
Is it the Figaro?
That was
No?
point two. When I found out it was called Figaro and it was by Mozart, I was like, oh wow, does he do the Figaro thing? And turns out, no. That was it. We were watching the sequel.
Oh, I see.
That was in the first part. It's a trilogy. And we were watching number two. And number one, he does Figaro. And I was waiting the whole opera for that to happen, and it never happened. I was like, ah.
Yeah. You're watching the Star Wars of operas. I got you.
Yeah. And then the third point was that Mozart is a little scumbag. he's an absolute scumbag. So this the Marriage of Figaro was written by some playwright, a different version of it in Germany, right?
Yes.
And it was a critique of nobility and class structure. The whole premise of the opera is one lord trying to exert his lord's rights upon the bride to be, or once she is a bride anyway. So it was a critique of class and nobility. And then Mozart and his writer took that play and were like, it got censored by the Emperor of Italy. And they were like, okay, that's fine. We'll just take out all the nobility critique stuff and change it to more like a sex war instead. And then we'll get it published that way. So they took out all the bite and the cutting edge from it. And there's a speech that happened, or a song, that at the time it felt weird. Like the main character gives a speech about how much women suck, and how wives are lame, and how they're all vipers and that kind of thing. To be fair, the women had their own song for the men. But it did feel a bit out of character because he was kind of like pro-women the whole way through, and then suddenly he just wasn't. And I thought it was odd. And then when I read about the opera afterwards, it turns out that was the big anti-nobility speech. And then Mozart just turned it into a triad against women instead.
I see. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mozart, you've never seen the movie Amadeus?
Nah, but I've heard about it.
I recommend watching it. It's very entertaining still. I think it holds up. I have it on DVD on my shelf. Maybe I'll just send it with Xiao when he gives you your shirt. But it shows how eccentric people thought he was. Yeah. But married with a genius. Oh, and there's some liberty to the fiction. There's a really good story about Mozart where there was like a singer he didn't like.
Yes.
And the singer had this habit of like singing whenever she did high notes, she would put her chin up, and whenever she did low notes, she would put her chin down like this. So he did a series of notes that went high and low, so that it looked like she was a clucking chicken. Yeah, Mozart was savage, man. You also know the story about like how he like pirated an entire opera. Are you worried about? Oh no, an entire.
That's essentially what we did here as well. He just took another person's play and just rewrote it. But you're gone.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. He pirated an entire secret chorale. So there's like a church performance from this church that was kept secret for like hundreds of years or whatever, and they never published the music, and they played it, but people weren't allowed to like write down music stuff, so they had to just listen to it. But Mozart went to it twice, and the second time he was able to write out the whole like 1 hour score from memory.
Yeah.
How fucking based is that? To pirate like a 40
Oh, you mean
whatever.
like pirate like I see what you mean now.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he listened to the fucking thing, memorized it, wrote the whole fucking score down. That's insane.
Yeah, that is pretty.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's people that that could do it now, but Jesus Christ, like, I don't know. Mozart was a different level, 100%. So,
but I do
respect.
I thought the opera got a bit. The pacing was off. The pacing was pretty poor in the second half.
It was the olden days. They didn't have Netflix.
Yeah, and that's part of it as well that I appreciated. I didn't realize that opera was really funny because they sorry if anyone is tuned in for gaming and board game stuff, but we're also into music and we're talking about opera right now.
Now you're playing the board game. Get it, guys? All right, sorry, go ahead.
So they translated the opera, right, in subtitles of the thing, but we soon realized that they would translate a line and then the next line, and then they would stop translating stuff. I'm like, why are they translating anymore? It's because they just kept repeating the same lines over and over again. So they could have. So even though, but it's still weird because you just have to remember what they've been saying and just assume they're saying it again. But you forget. It's not like you just learn Italian in 2 seconds. You still have to remember which order they put it in or whatever. But also, they did just repeat the same stuff over and over and over and over again. They'd spend. It's like the slowest script you can imagine because they spend 30 seconds. No, longer than that. Yeah, 30 seconds reading one line over and over and over again, essentially. But I kind of get it because I imagine if you were actually watching this in a real peanut gallery and people were just having fun drinking and just talking to each other, it's very useful for them to just repeat the lines over and over again, and you still follow the plot, right? Because everything gets through eventually.
Yeah. People are talking about how they make things for in Netflix and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, it's like attention spans are attention. I don't know. Humans are humans, and we've been dumb for many hundreds of years.
Yeah.
But the goal of great art is to not just appeal to the elites. The goal of great art is to make it available for the world. And Mozart was fantastic at that, right? He took fantastic music and made it accessible to this fucking day. It's insane that we still know his music.
Yeah, it was still funny. It was still funny. The script was still funny. I mean, he didn't write the script, but the script was still funny. And obviously the music.
And I feel the same. I feel the same way about like Shakespeare's comedies too. I mean Shakespeare in general, but Shakespeare's
funny,
comedy.
Dude. They're still funny.
Yeah, when you watch like someone who gets the humor, and you watch like I mean, I've only seen a few productions live, but I think I saw Midsummer Night's Dream, and Midsummer Night's Dream could be like a riot So anyway, Midsummer Night's Dreams has fairies, and we're writing a book about fairies, and that's what we're gonna do today. That Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream is all about learning and secrets and fays, playing politics against each other, and that's what we're doing today on the stream. Isn't that right,
exceptional segue. Yeah,
half exceptional. I don't know. I was stumbling quite a bit. I'm drunk on water.
Okay, so then we're jumping right into it. No art to show off. Maybe next week. We're just going to be working, and you're all going to be seeing what it's like for us to be working.
If you are also working at the same time because you got up early this morning, then we're working right beside you, and we're glad to be hanging out and accompanying you at your work. We won't eat your food in the fridge. I don't know if that's the thing in. I don't know if that's the thing in the UK.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Terrible. You know where that's not a thing? Here in Japan, no one would ever dare do that. That's
true.
That'd be beyond the pale, I think. So, what are we doing today, Dan? We're talking about secrets.
So we have. I really wanted to say finished, but almost finished all of the stuff in the player-facing section of the book now. And now we're moving on to the secrets, the GM section. So this is all the lore that we don't want the players to be privy to, that the players can uncover through play, and that the GMs can use to make adventures. And originally, my intent for this section was to be more of an encyclopedia. So on the right-hand side here, you can actually see the player section for, we're doing the Pen Levi clan today, okay? These are our swamp nomadic peoples. You can see some of these fine people here. The player face section is more of a paragraph kind of structure, although it does have some bullet points here and there. The bullet points are still kind of paragraph-esque, and it's kind of like an encyclopedia entry describing what it's like to be a part of this clan. And I originally thought that the GM facing section would be similar to that as well. But then we realized that would make it quite shallow. No, it would be deep, but not as widespread. Like, we wanted to write a lot of stuff about everything as opposed to a lot of things about a few things. And so Kurt had the idea of just, well, screw it, let's just write a bunch of stuff that's interesting. And then if it ends up being just a list of many, many things, that's fine. It's still interesting and GMs can use it. And I was struggling with it a bit, but then I recontextualized it in my head to be, well, these are just quest hooks, essentially. Just a whole list of a bunch of quest hooks based on region. And then, so it's regional quest hooks. And then that kind of got me interested. Not interested, I was already interested, but then it kind of helped in my head of what we're doing. So that's what we're doing today. We're writing a list of interesting secrets and lore that the GMs can use to make quests. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really the important point, right? Like, these are actionable and documents that are meant to be played with, and helping you write adventures in our world, and planting seeds too for things that we might want to do in the future, right? Like, you see that a lot with TSR games where they'll do things like this, where they'll have a bunch of secrets, but then like there'll be a secret. Well, that's really cool, and then like 3 years later, they'll just like make an adventure.
Yeah, we did it with Against the Fairy Queen. We wrote a bunch of stuff in Legend of Valor, and I was like, okay, well, sorry guys, if you were writing an adventure about this, it's too late. I'm writing it now. So it's just,
Zilphia is we're having a fight about staplers in the chat. Zilphia uncalled for, can't.
And was the first person to like, sellotape their name on it, it's then theirs forever. So
yeah, I that's why in my office I just write my name on everything just in case.
Yeah.
So we're, and the good thing about this document, so we're about almost finished with the Pen Levi stuff, or at least the first draft of it, and it'll go through editing and so on. But the nice thing is we can sort of give you a sneak peek of this section. So if you're a backer, you'll see some of this stuff, and leave your comments either in this Discord chat or on YouTube if you have thoughts. But hopefully you dig it, because I dig it, but we'll see.
So do you think
we'll see if
there's two ways we can... Sorry, you're going to say something else then?
No, I was just saying, I hope you dig it too, Darren, as our partner.
So we have two ways we can do this. We can, no, I guess 3 ways actually. One, we could like write comments on everything and just put a comment of the ideas. We could write the ideas underneath it, or we could just do a whole different document, and then I'll just have them side by side.
I think it might be... I was just going to go through and do the comment thing.
Yeah.
I thought that might be more useful in a way, because then we could have little conversations back and forth over time, and then later on, is it hard? Because the only downside to that is it's harder to copy and paste stuff that we write.
Oh
Right?
yeah, that's a real pain in the ass. Yeah. Okay. No, we'll do it. We'll do it the other way.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, then everyone, Kurt, you entertain people for a second while I set this up a different way.
All right. Well, my name is Kurt, and I'm here to say the stapler is mine, so stay away. Sylvia is out. You're trying to take all my shit because I'm American, she's Canadian, and we have a tariff trade battle. And I didn't want to make this political, but now it is because this is the world we're in. Yeah.
You gotta do this. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Word to your daughter that you sexually. I guess. Yeah, Can you guess, Zilphia, or anyone in the chat, what my rapping name is? Does anyone know what my rapping name, my MC name is?
Oh, actually, I should. This is a big problem. Actually, politics is real, and it affects us, and it affects games as well. I probably should do an update about this at some point, but we don't know the answer or the truth, right? But at the moment, our factory that we worked on for Against the Fairy Queen is in China. And that's because all of the great board game and RPG factories are in China at the moment. They have the best stuff. Not only is it cheap, but it is the best quality stuff that you can get out there at the moment. And the current tariff is like 125% or something. And if that's the case, it's going to be difficult. I guess I should talk about this on stream at the moment, but it is a problem, and I should communicate with the backers about it at some point. That there might be taxes, and then unfortunately, Zilphia, people in Canada will be affected by this as well, because we can't import straight to Canada and then go to America. We have to because there's not as many Canadians, we import to America first and then go to Canada. So I don't know if I'll be able to. What's We're looking at other solutions about moving to a different factory in a different continent, but then we need to find one that can do all the things that we need them to do at the quality that I'm happy with. Or we're looking to other alternatives to get around the tariffs. But I also just think that by the time that the book's ready, I think the tariff war will probably be over. But we can't guarantee that. Or it could be worse. So it's really difficult to know at the moment. Yeah, which sucks.
I should just start my own my factory here in Japan. Just get an investor to just give me $9 million to start a board game factory here in Japan. A game factory here in Japan. Problem solved.
This is actually still more difficult than I thought, because it's fine. I'll just put 2 pages up. It just means usually I like having the stream having most of it be artwork, but now it's just gonna be most of it's going to be text. But it is what it is.
Well, we are writing a book, so if someone comes in and they're like, "What? There's a book?"
Yeah, but the art helps people come in, as well.
Sure.
Okay, so secret brainstorm.
Now, if you're a player, get out. Prohibited. Game masters only. Get out of here. Get. This isn't for you. All right, disclaimer over.
Okay, so we're going to do it by region, right? That's the plan.
The plan was to do it by region.
Yeah, okay. So tell us about the Allor Fens then, Kurt. That's where we'll start.
So the Allor Fens are a vast wetlands. Let me look at my document too, that way. Hold on. The Allor Fens are a vast wetlands. Well, okay. We could do it by regions, but also kind of by sections, right? Like, we could also do, like, politics, couldn't we? Like, the secrets of the politics and the people there?
No, I thought the whole point was to do it, like, every point down here will have a secret. And those secrets sometimes will be politics, and sometimes there'll be other things. Like, we can decide what they are. Right?
Nope, you're right. So, Allor Fens are a bunch of tributaries, wetlands. It's...
So, we're talking about this area.
Yeah. It's basically ruled by the there's some smaller tribes, but the major tribe is a loose collection of sub-tribes that all identify as the Onget tribe. They pride themselves on the ability to survive, and they basically are coastal raiders There's stuff in the fens that they can live off of and use, like reeds and fish and stuff like that. But they also make a bunch of gather a bunch of resources by raiding trade routes and the neighboring clans. Yeah. So the sections here we have are the
So do
floating
we want
camps.
to write as a general secret about the Allor Fens, or do we just like go into like section? We just have like point get tribe.
Well, there's an open secret here that we do mention at the bottom, and the open secret of the Allor Fens is that the Onget and maybe some other Penavong tribes know about the sunken cities.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to? And then we can sort of elaborate on that. So this is a good place to start because this is the most like adventure-ish hook place. Yeah. But you want to read that on stream, Darren?
Sure. Sunken cities.
And give it your best British dungeon master voice for me.
Oh, it's here. Okay. The very existence of these cities is a guarded secret known only to the Pen Levi. Interesting. Location of these ruins is shared only amongst leaders of the Onge. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Promising warriors sometimes venture into these vast, half-sunk ruins to prove their worth as leaders of their tribes. On such quests, warriors... So I'm not doing my GM voice, but on such quests, warriors look to retrieve trophies of unknown, horrific quarry that stalk the dilapidated towers, and which are often looking to make quarry of the warriors as well. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, this is something that's not in the core rulebook and is brand new to this book. And it's essentially this idea of the sunken cities. I think we've talked about this on stream before, right?
Yeah.
The idea is that during the Divine Briandal period before the Sorrows, there was like a golden age where the Everstranger being on Earth basically was able to push back the curse of the Mukalevi, and it was a Everstranger paradise of sorts, and with these kind of cool looking marble towers and shit.
Is that the secret then? Is that what we should write here? Is the truth of these things? Like what they actually are?
Yes. Yeah. Maybe yes, because that's something that the players don't know yet, right? Or that's something that we need to state.
Yeah.
So essentially, in a nutshell, it's these cities are ancient.
Well, I mean, to be clear, it should be these abandoned cities, right? They're not lived in now.
All right, thank you.
These abandoned, ruinous cities. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Got it. Sunken cities. So, what's the note we should write? We should say cities built during the divine. I guess this is the tough part of doing this stream, is writing lots of stuff, right? Like the divine door.
I can also type with you. Wait, where's this document? Is it Pen Levi Secrets?
Yeah, so it's in chapter 3 of the book. So it's built during
I'll
the
go
divine
there.
Brandel. Sustained via magic, and then collapsed once the Ever Pact was signed. Ever Pact was formed, and the Ever Stranger retreated back to the. But that's the story basically, right?
Yeah. I also think that.
Yeah.
I'll say for our purposes, I don't think you have to write full sentences. I think we could just.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to write notes, but then it ended up being full sentences anyway. Yeah.
That's your doctor UK training. You're like,
maybe.
oh no, that's
Yeah.
You gotta do medical doctor shorthand.
Yeah.
Like for example, okay, I mean, so essentially, okay, so that's good. I think what you've written is good. Portals to Otherworld, like what kind of creatures, right?
But I'm already thinking like, oh shit, this is not what I imagined when we had the discussion. Like, isn't that then? That's too much information, isn't it? Like, if we write this much about that thing, we're not going to have space for other stuff.
I think it depends. I think like for this one, I chose it because this is just like an obvious like info dump kind of thing, and it doesn't. Not every single point has to be that long either.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, but you're right. The kind of creatures is just useful for GMs, isn't it? I mean, I was thinking the bestiary will tell you, but no, it's more useful if you have it here, right?
Yeah, what kind of beasts? Like, are there? Is there is there a Fey enclave there or something? You know, enclave there.
What does that mean?
Like it could be that if there's a passage to Anun,
yeah,
do the Tillis like enter through there or like go there sometimes as mortal parties. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas.
Right. but we're talking about not a specific city. We're talking about a bunch of them in general, right?
Yeah, a bunch of them in general. Yes, yeah. Unless I mean that could be a secret too. Like a secret could be there are 3 sunken ruins. Like that's a potential, right? Like like the cities of blah 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 and blah blah whatever.
Yeah.
So that's the potential. But I mean, I think this gives us some stuff to work on, and we can flesh it out. And now we can just.
I'm already like keen on just like that. There needs to be 2 things, right? There needs to be like the uncommon lore and the rare lore. So this is like the uncommon lore, and then the rare lore is like there has to be something more specific.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like
I mean, but they don't. It doesn't have to be super long for everything. They don't all have to have like half a page of description.
Yeah.
Sunken Cities is specifically gonna be kind of lengthy, I think, and that's interesting.
Wait, what? How is it that somehow you always manage to change the layout and stuff?
I don't know. This
is crazy.
I'm not doing anything. I don't think I'm doing anything crazy.
No, I don't think so either. Okay, well, and now if I do that, okay, sure. Okay. So, Allor Wait, can we do the tribe as well? The floating... Oh, the Oinget. Okay.
Well, so this is just a conversation, right? Like, does every tribe always have to have a secret? Or do they just, like, if we think there's a good secret, we share it?
Well, we should brainstorm stuff for all of them. And then if we think that some of them are naff, then we don't use them.
Sure. Okay, what's a good secret?
I mean, and these can be, like, historical things... or they can be current things. So the Oinget, the Bollock that live in the Allor Fens pride themselves on their ability to survive in the harsh environments. Roman collection of sub tribes. Why is
now there is a bit of because if you see my note, I say I basically in Against the Fairy Queen we note on page 146 that the clans or the tribes in the Allor Fens, they have no Brennan or leader in the Allor Fens, and the tribes of the Balkalak are disbanded. So that...
No, I think that might just be talking about Brennan. And they might have been just talking about the Allor Fens as generally like the major Pen Levi territory. But...
Okay, so you think it's okay for them to have a Breyer?
Yeah, there'll be one tribe that's the biggest. Yeah.
Which is the Oinget tribe,
yeah. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Okay.
But I mean, you're right. I'll check what you said as well. Yeah, I'll check your note and look into that.
But
no, leave it crossed out because that makes me think about it, and I'll check the note. Yeah, you were right to do that. That's the right way of doing it. Redis Thought name above us. So these are the boat people, right? Floating camps. Let's read about the floating camps instead. Coming up upon a Pen Levi encampment atop the marsh waters. The gathered boats, rafts, and stilted tents give the impression of a small floating city. Yeah. Maybe town, maybe. But yeah.
Sure.
Town. At night, the floating lanterns and torchbearers in these encampments give a whimsical impression of festive fairy lights dancing upon black colour. Yeah. I just writes too much.
I know, again.
It's very good, but it writes too much.
I said might be too purple, but I can tone it down.
Oh, is that what you wrote in the comment?
I'm not
I know. No, but we love you for it, that's the thing. However, approaching one of these camps without a Pen Levi guide is dangerous for a position of travellers, lest the skulls end up festooned beside one of the many decorating terraces. Okay, so then, yeah, I guess if we were going to write something about these people, I guess it should probably be about the leader, or...
If there's a little known piece lore about her. Yeah. Like, for example, Briar, she's she's in love with the Briar of the other tribe, but they can't be together.
Yeah. Or it could be something as
that's
well. We also haven't mentioned it here, but this tribe's probably the one that's most connected to Inish the Wish, right? Because they're the boat faring
Oh,
people.
sure.
They're also pirates and raiders, right? Do you mention that?
Yeah.
Coastal
Yeah, I
raiders?
think
Yeah.
they stop the coast and trade routes.
Yeah. Cool. So, okay, there's a few ideas that pop into my head. One is you wrote a great story about essentially a member of this tribe ambushing a Rexian boat, right?
Yes.
So that they have connections to the south, right? Maybe
yeah. So one of the things is that even though like they have an appearance of being guileless and savages, there are certain Pen Levi and Nolanget tribe that secretly have trade alliances with Pentower trade merchants, and they get what do you call it? They get insider information about trade routes to ambush the Raxians. So they're like Pentower merchants that sell the information for a change of the booty to the Pen Levi.
Yeah.
But the Raxians don't know this.
Yeah, that was my first. I had 3 ideas, but even when I'm just writing it down, it just sounds like, oh, that's an adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a short story, so if we ever published that adventure, that story could be at the beginning of it.
Yeah. The other idea I had was that, well, because they're boating people, they must go to places that most other people don't. Maybe there's an island somewhere that isn't on the map yet, or there's some place that they find sacred. But then that made me think of Inish the Wish, and so that was like, oh, okay, maybe we should just do some kind of connection there. But then you have a section on Inish the Wish, right? So we could just do that section there.
I think you just mentioned that tribe in the Inish the Wish section.
Yeah. So I think this is a good enough secret, right? It's super enticing. It's definitely something they'd want to keep secret because they wouldn't want those Penkawa contacts to get harmed by the Raxians. They don't want that information to get out.
More like they wouldn't want to lose this sweet honeypot. They probably could care less if the Penkawa die.
Oh, sorry.
But...
I meant, not that they wouldn't be harmed because they care for them, but because they're useful to them. Yeah.
Oh, actually, in this case, putting, you might also want to just put the name of a specific merchant.
That's what I mean. That's why I would like to do like legendary lore. Like uncommon lore is this happens, and then the legendary lore is if you know the specific person.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yep. Cool. I like it.
Yeah. Uncommon lore. This. Legendary lore. Specific contacts.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, that's a good way of doing things as well. Like originally as well as like the uncommon lore, legendary lore have to be like 2 different paragraphs. But if legendary lore is something small, it could just be a part of it, and it could be like, I don't know how we would structure it, but if it's just like italics legendary lore and another sentence at the end, I think that's fine.
My guess is that you do a key at the top, and then these are just letters.
Oh, like well, sure, letters, but it could be a symbol or something, right? So it'd be like you're saying it'd be like UL. And then LL.
Yeah, UL and LL or RL. Like, wait, is
that's very old.
Is rarely.
I don't think people really do that anymore, but I recognize that from like old books and stuff. Yeah.
I'm an old man.
I know.
But I mean, I don't know. Old school Renaissance is a thing. I feel I'm a child of the old school Renaissance, even though I don't like play old school games as much as other people do.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the aesthetics. Wait. Okay, so my question is uncommon lore. Are we doing uncommon lore, rare lore, legendary lore?
Oh, I've ummed and ahed about it. I've done common lore, uncommon lore, rare lore, and I've done common lore, rare lore, and legendary lore.
I feel like rare lore, because legendary lore feels like you limit yourself a little bit because some things don't feel like legendary. Like, oh, the guy's name is Robert. That doesn't feel legendary. It can be rare though, and that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that's fair. I mean, to be fair, to pass Darren, my intention was to use that to force us to make legendary lore. You know, stuff that's really big and exciting. but maybe it's just better this way to be more practical.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess what I'm suggesting is making it uncommon, rare, and legendary, and just do legendary sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
If we really need to.
Well,
And then it's
but
truly...
then I need to come up with what that means, because these actually have rules, definitions attached to them of what they mean in play. But yeah, I could do that. I could make a legendary law as a 4th tier that's only known by gods and ancient beings. Yeah, that's probably better actually, because that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, or it has to do with Anun and the other world, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, to ancient beings. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put that on my to-do list.
Yeah, like legendary lore is like specifically mystical, mystical, has a mystical connotation to it.
Can't access my to-do list right now, which is really annoying. I will just write it up here and just remember. Legendary lore be a 4th tier just for knowledge known by ancient beings.
Okay, well, I would frame it differently. I would say knowledge concerning ancient beings and myth.
Nah, because
like
I think that from other places as well.
I guess so. Yeah. All right. Sure, that's fine. So I mean, okay, legendary lore would be like Aegir's background in against Fairy Queen.
Yeah.
Or like
exactly.
the name. Yeah. Or the name of the Everones and stuff like that.
Yeah, the mortal names of the other ones, things like that. Yeah.
Is that no living mortal would know it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because at the moment, I think all the lore is kind of categorized in like ways that people can, who you can go to get that information. But if the answer is no one, you have to go to the other world to meet someone there. Then yeah, that's the legendary lore.
All right, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in for it. Let's do it. Legendary lore.
In that case, then this is rare lore.
Tangent. Sylphie Darren, have you ever watched the movie Legend featuring Tom Cruise?
No.
It's terrible.
Okay.
But it looks good. It looks good still. All right, moving on.
So we're saying RL and UL then. We'll do that for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's done then. Nice. And then that we won't do the floating camps then, unless there's a specific camp or floats or boats we want to talk about.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is something stupid like uncommon lore, because they play Pibgorns and Hardy singing. Uncommon lore could be like blah blah is the most famous Pibgorn, is the most skilled Pibgorn crafter in Avalon. Something, you know.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know if that's relevant or enticing.
That's not it. No.
I'm a musician, so I'm like, oh yeah, I got a good Pibgorn crafter. Pibgorn, by the way, if you don't know, viewers, is a Welsh reed flute, kind of like they look like reed pipes, and then you could also put bags on them, so they're kind of like little bagpipes. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Sorry, what can I add? One side comment on Pibgorns?
Sure.
When I was doing research on it, the majority of videos I found for whatever reason were by Japanese people.
Oh, that is.
There's like there's a Japanese guy that loves Pibgorn, so he just posts a bunch of videos. So if you when I go, I mean, it could be because I'm in Japan, so my region. But I was like looking for Pibgorn like songs. There's like this Japanese guy with like 30 videos of him playing Pibgorn.
Do you want me to Google Pibgorn? Oh, God,
nah, well, I'm curious. I'm curious to see if you see.
Why have crappy news on here instead? Oh shit.
It could be my region, just because I'm in Japan. So.
All right, I'll do it later. That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
No, I lost. Why is it going weird?
What happened?
Oh, there it is. I lost the Avalon PDF.
No. Why we do this?
Okay, let's move on.
Yes.
So, Allor e Ross, what is this?
So this secret collection of pools deep in the Fens, rumored to be haunted by spirits of ancient druids that appear every harvest moon. This one is also in our book with more information. So structure that I'm using obviously is we write about these places in the core rule book, and we don't want to. But we want to mention them here, but we don't want to just like copy and paste it because you know you've read it already and stuff. But there might be information here that's necessary that we can expand upon. So the big part of this is that the Legends say that the sect drowned themselves in a foul ritual in order to gain eternal dominion over the water's clairvoyant properties, and it's believed that every harvest moon their spirits congregate once again to tell nearby listeners the names of who will die in the coming year. And the annual ritual is closely guarded secret by the priests of Pen Levi, and other clans speculate that they use the ritual to decide on the best candidates for champion, combat, or clandestine quests. So I guess what I would say is I feel like the stuff in this book we kind of rephrase and make that rare lore, and then we put legendary lore on top of that.
Interesting. Yeah, we pretty much split that. My instinct was going to be the opposite, which is like it's not actually on the map, so we just do something different. Don't mention it at all and leave that as just for the Legend of Ireland book. But I guess that's a feel bad, isn't it?
Oh, not necessarily. I mean, they have.
I think that's a cop out because the fact that it's not on the map is just because the Pen Levi don't have maps. It should be on the map. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think your instinct's right. So we make the uncommon. No, we make that rare lore about that secret.
Right.
So that's a good point then. So this mentioned here, this is common law. Should this even be in here? Should do regular Pen Levi know about that area?
The secret collection of pools deep in the forest rumored to be haunted by spirits. I think yes, because we say there is said to be a collection of pools haunted by the spirits of an ancient Pen Levi druidic sect. So it's like a legend that people know.
Okay.
And then we say that, and the stuff about them drowning themselves to gain clairvoyant properties, that's a legend, so normal people would know that. And then the annual ritual closely guarded by priests of Pen Levi, that's uncommon, right? Because only priests know that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we say other...
rare or something. Rare or
sure, yeah. Because other clans speculate that they used a ritual to decide on the best candidates for champion combat or clandestine quests. But the question is whether or not that's true. It could be also that that's hearsay, and the real thing that this does is like it's a gathering of Pen Levi face seekers to commune directly with the court of yeah.
Okay.
So that's like another option to clarify what the secret is, because we have a rumor that people believe this is what it is, but we say this is what it is.
Okay. So, to be clear, this place is a place where druids or seekers once drowned themselves so that their spirits could become clairvoyant.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, drowned. So, LOA, law, folk drowned themselves to be clairvoyant spirits. They can predict deaths. And then you're saying there should be legendary lore or something. Well, whatever the next level is. And that is something new.
Yeah, or that says this is what happens on the ritual. So we say again that the rituals, other clans think that it's best candidates for champion combat or clandestine quests. Is that what we think it is, or is it something like no, they do this because blah blah? And
okay, then we'll do. They do rituals there at the moment for reason. What is that reason?
Well, something that occurs to me. Okay, here's a spitball. So it's believed that the spirits congregate to.
Page you on?
This is page 141.
Thanks.
So it's believed that the spirits congregate once again to tell nearby listeners the names of all who will die in the coming year.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's like a death crystal thing where the real reason this is happening is they tell them who's going to die, and the priests are able to prevent the death of their choosing because they know what the future is, and they can change the future in this way. And that's why their tribes are able to survive so efficiently in the swamps, because they have information about what will kill them.
I don't want to be devil's advocate, what I do. What might that look like? So just imagine it for a second. So we learned that someone's going to die in combat, so then we don't send them to fight that year. Someone's going to die from disease, so we send them on a merchant mission.
Yeah, you have them do something else. So it's kind of also this shameful secret, because supposedly the Pen Levi, they don't fear death.
Yeah.
Right? With the Ever Stranger, but at the same time they're still mortal.
Yeah, I don't like it for that reason. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, because there's this tension with this Ever Stranger.
Yeah.
No, but this is what I mean, right? At the Pen Levi, and this is the priests who know this stuff, not the warriors, right? Like, because the priests are like the spiritual guys, right? Like every tribe and every sub tribe, they basically have like a warrior who is the mortal and like physical leader, and the priest is the spiritual leader, right? Yeah. And the priest must understand this tension in which is one that arguably exists with real religion, right? If you know that you're going to die, and then go to heaven, why wouldn't you just fucking go on a suicide mission and kill yourself and just go straight to heaven?
Well,
if like your life,
it's not about death; it's about the kind of death that you have, right?
It's yeah, but also it's about the Ever Stranger still, like, because power and belief still come. Their power is still derived from belief, right? And so there still have to be a bunch of humans that worship them, and so that's why it's a self-preservation propagation tool to make sure that the warriors and the tribes of the Pen Levi don't fucking just go ham all the time and like just die.
I always interpreted it a different way. I always thought it was strange, like the way it was originally written. It felt like to me, you're implying that the people that are going to die, they send on these missions because they're expendable.
No, that wasn't the original intent. The original intent was just that they get knowledge of the future of who will die in the coming year, and so.
How do they?
Oh, I see what you mean. So if they, I see. So basically, there's two ways to use this knowledge, and maybe that's a secret.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking. When you originally, I always interpreted it to mean that they find out who's going to die and send them on dangerous missions because they're expendable. Is that how you originally intended it, or is it something else?
I didn't have a specific action in mind. More like this is the information that they get, and then they figure out how to use it.
Oh,
but
okay.
I guess
because the other way of interpreting it is that if you find out someone's going to die, but someone else is not going to die, then you send the person who's not going to die because that means they survive, right?
Yeah. And I guess that's a nice legendary. That's a nice rare piece of lore. Like that should be clarified. That's how they use information. But you're also saying that if we know they're gonna die. Okay, let's say you know someone's gonna die. Do you send them on a suicide mission, or
no?
Do you try to change their?
Because they might. Well, it depends what you mean by suicide mission, right? But yeah, a dangerous mission. No, if you send someone who's not going to die, then you know they succeed, right?
Yeah. So, okay. So if you know that someone's going to die, as a priest, what do you do with this information? You just comfort them until they like pass away.
No, you're right though. You do. I see what you're saying though. You want to have them die in an honorable way, right? So you let them. Unless there's a way to use that information and change the future still. Right, because that's what I'm saying with the other side. Like, if they know someone won't die this year, then they send them this message. But they knew someone will die, and they know the reason, then they do the thing that doesn't lead to them dying. Yeah, the things that are dangerous. But yeah, I think that's. I mean, it feels bad, but I think that what you originally wrote is just the best way of doing it. Right? That means this clan, this tribe, has access to this voyeuristic information. Voyeuristic? Is that the word I want?
Prescient?
Yeah. And they can then decide how to use their human resources, literally. You're right. They send some people to do certain tasks because they know they likely won't die. And they send other people to do certain tasks because they likely will die and they want to die in an honorable way. Yeah. And in that way, it helps the tribe. Yeah.
Yeah, so imagine an adventure hook for this is like someone's in the Pen Levi, and then they're basically like, hey, you're going to die this year. You need to change your fate. And their brother, their family member who's a priest isn't supposed to reveal the secret, but they come to the character and they're like, "You're gonna fucking die, so you need to do this to avoid your fate." That could be interesting.
The problem with it is that it feels like, I don't know, if we add this to the game, then players want to know when they're going to die, right? And that's what is the
Yeah, but the thing is, it's controlled by the priest, right? And then if someone goes to this grove, that could be another adventure. Like, what would that look like, right? They go to the grove and you have all these like fucking creepy ass ghosts, and they have to like, maybe that's the thing, is they exorcise the ghosts and send them back to the other world for their eternal rest, so that and they destroy the ritual. I mean, that might be another possible adventure as
Also,
well.
I think I'm doing a naughty no-no. We should just like write down ideas and move on, right? We shouldn't be critical of stuff now. Yeah.
Sure.
You know, folk drown themselves to be clairvoyant spirits that can predict deaths. Rare law. They do. No, let's just do clairvoyant spirituals. The rare law is then. So yeah, we're just lifting from the LOA book, and I think that's okay. I think it's really good as it is, so it's fine. I don't know if it needs to be anything.
But
Yeah.
Well, no, what you said is good, specifying how they use it.
They can predict deaths and do rituals to determine fates of members of their clan, tribe, and send folk to do different tasks. They need people to succeed, survive, or a chance for an honourable death. Basically, what I'm saying. Okay, cool. That's
So
you're gone.
Let me ask you this too about adventure hooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we assuming that all of these are just like enough to give to our game masters, like here's your adventure hook, run with it, or do we want to hit our readers over the head either by putting like an adventure hook in that section if we think it will be good?
No, there is another section of this that is like literal adventure hooks. Like here's an adventure idea. Okay. Yeah. And
so we can reference back
to
things.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to
yeah. Okay, cool. Then that's that section done. Unless we can think of anything to do with floating camps. Or something about the Allor Fens in general. I don't think we should do the region in general. That seems difficult to do like a whole secret for a whole region. I don't think we should start that.
Yeah, and the things we wrote about are important. You know, the sunken cities are a secret of the region, so I think it's okay.
Yeah.
We move on?
Yeah, I think maybe instead of camps we could do something to do with the leader, but or something, I don't know, but we'll do it another time. Let's move on. Next is the Scarlands, name pending.
Oh, I guess you could do this. Maybe you could do leader secret, and then just leave it open for later.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, what are the Scarlands?
Well, we're not sure if that's the name yet, but it's the Scarlands for now. And the Scarlands are essentially the space, kind of like north and northwest of the Cliffy Bed. Is that right? Cliffy Bide?
Cliffy Bid, I think.
Cliffy Bed. And they're like not as deep water as the Allor Fens, but they're still quite wet. So you imagine these
so
shallower.
These are. So the people that live here live in boats, and the people that live here live in caravans pulled by animals, right?
Yeah, but they also
that's the difference.
Yeah, and they also have the benefit of these shallow enough for them to have this system of interconnecting wooden planks that go crisscross the landscape. The best part about this is that shit is true. They do have that in ancient Wales. And there's a video on it in Wild Britain where like it's like in the water and they pull up the plank and they say like some of these wooden paths go for like 2 kilometers. I'm like, what?
Okay, I want to watch that. Yeah, I knew about it, but I didn't see the video. So
I'll find it. It's that blew my mind. I thought that was like pretty cool. It's
it's really fucking cool. Yeah, I just love shit like that where it's like it feels like it's fantasy and people are gonna find it in our book and think that's crazy. What a great idea. It's like, it wasn't our idea. They really did that. we take no credit.
Yeah, that was a real thing. That's a real thing, old timey people thing. So, and that blew my mind. I thought that was the coolest fucking thing ever. So I was like, make sure it's in the book.
Okay. So I'm gonna write down the section names here. So we. Oh yeah, you're doing Locklear Van here. That makes sense. Locklear
So
Van. Yeah, go on.
yeah, the potential secret I wrote down here for the Scarlet is that these pathways mirror ancient roadways. So maybe because similar to the sunken cities, like there's all this shit that's sunken under the water. So maybe an ancient map or something will mirror the pathways and lead you to a castle or barrow or something. I don't know. That's a thought.
Okay. Let's start with the tribe, maybe.
Oh, sure, we do that.
Yeah. The tribe.
Altlud?
Altlud. Oh, which spelling is correct? God damn it. Let me check the top.
Sorry.
Altlud.
Did I fuck it up?
No, it's fine. It's just an L missing. Okay. Altlud tribe travel to Scarlands in long caravans, often walking on the wooden pathways. Oryx, particular animals. I mean, this one is pretty easy. Well, maybe it's not. So this has a character in it, Bray Urian, who features in Care in the Borderlands in the background, and he's in the background of Against the Fairy Queen as well. So we could put like a seed for Against the Fairy Queen here.
Yeah, I think that's good.
It's hard to do that because what is his seed? What his role is in the story is that he is attacking the Borderlands on behalf of Lynx. And I forget what she's giving him. I think she's giving him cattle and information, basically.
Yeah.
She's giving him information of when to raid safely, when like the patrols and are in different areas.
And she wants him to be like lead no survivors kind of thing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, that event hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But they're still raiding and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But then what's the secret? And we know that. The secret is that they'll end up working with Lynx, but I don't know how we could include that actually.
I mean, you could be more general and say like Breyer Urian actually has connection with certain like well, I guess it's too early. Is that a spoiler? Calling Lynx a Raccoon Insider?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, let's just do something else. Let's do something about their past instead. Just so then we're just not on it.
Sure.
And then... writing secrets is hard. I thought it'd be easy, but it's hard.
No, it's harder for social bodies. It's easier for location.
That's true. And this is even harder because like if we write something here that makes like Urian like vulnerable in one way, it like becomes frustrating because there's no way to use it against the Fairy Queen because Against the Fairy Queen is already written without it, right?
Yeah.
So
he is destined to die after the Fairy Queen is
something like that. I think he survives the whole ordeal.
No. After she gets vanquished, then he.
All right, I'm just leave question marks. Okay, we'll do that another time. That's already giving me a headache. I don't know what to do for that. Okay, luckily on Cranach, that's probably way easier. There's 100 things we could do there.
Yeah.
So Locklear Van is the only major settlement in the Pen Levi territory. It is a huge floating port, and it is a huge trade market as well. So there's 100 things we could write here, right? There's
Sure. I like to invest.
Do you mention slavery in here?
I do not. I just say taboo things.
Yeah.
And some of the. I mean, one thing is that
it's easy, dude. We should just talk about a gang. Like we should do talk about an organization that kind of runs the place on it. like unofficially, right? It's just an organization that people can get in touch with, and that's just fun and interesting.
Sure. There's a slaver organization called blah 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 that
Well, maybe not just slaver, but they do other things as well. But yeah, I'm just thinking like a mafia kind of style protection racket kind of situation that kind of unofficially runs the spot. And if the players want to get in there, then they need to talk to these people, and they have loads of connections. Then yeah, it's just a kind of do anything you want, like a thieves guild essentially, but not a thieves guild.
sure. Is it? But it's not. It's not associated with any specific tribe.
No, I think it's its own thing. Just around Lochleven. Yeah.
Okay. So the blah 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 guild.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to call them. I think we just give them a name that's not the guild, just like big org. Some stupid name like the Swamp Rats or something dumb like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something dumb like that. Swamp Rats runs protection racket in the market there. If you want anything changed or done, you have to go through them. And then Rare Law will be like who the leader is and how to get in contact with them. The leader is how to get in contact with them. Okay. Yeah, that's rife for adventure. It's good. Cliffy Bead. Okay, the immense chasm, into which the waters of the surrounding marshes fall into endless dark. That is this big chasm here. The belief that it has no end, so spirits never make it to the other world, right?
Yeah. So here's the big question: is that true or not?
What does it matter, and how would you know? What does it matter?
Well, that's what we're saying. We get to decide whether we get to decide.
How could that be used for an adventure, or is it just a snippet of information?
I mean, some of these things can just be fun bits of information that are not pretty like it could be that this is indeed endless, because basically if you fall for 5 days you end up in the unshapen part of the other world or something like that.
Ah, sure. Yeah, that could be legendary lore, right? Like something no mortal knows. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but people do survive, and actually once you get out on the other side, you can find your way back to the mortal world, but it's very difficult because you're essentially in the realm of the Muklevi.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Done. Sold. Legendary lore. So now it's an adventure. It leads to unshapen realm of the other world. Dominated by horrors. Technically possible to return.
Yeah, but it's like a big ass fucking. It's like a horror landscape where you're just
like what's his face there? The Greek guy goes into Hades to get his wife back or whatever.
Orpheus.
Yeah. Is it Orpheus?
Yeah. Isn't it?
No, I mean that's what my brain told me. I thought, no way it's Orpheus. So I just left it blank instead. Oh.
No, it's Orpheus goes in to get
okay, so my brain was right. City brain. And also what on Kurt's brain.
Is that right? Trajan Bard. Into the I can never say her name correctly.
Oh yeah.
Eurydice.
Okay.
Eurydice. My friends, some of my friends are doing a play about Eurydice,
cool.
And I can never say it correctly. But yes, I believe it's Orpheus and Eurydice.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what is this is new then? Like a Cathban. Is it a threat?
Oh, okay, yeah. So this one, I have a feeling you're gonna apply the edit axe to it, but go ahead and read it first.
Well, we've got 3 bits here, so probably not actually. No, we need something new. A rare freshwater lake of good quality fishing with 2 peculiar legends attached to it. First is that it's haunted by a something.
It's haunted by a Banai. It's kind of like related to the Banshee.
Okay. Well, we've got we'd probably change it to something that's actually in the bestiary. Right. It would be
Okay, sure.
Or be a Balvinci. A vindictive spirit rumored to be obsessed with collecting wicked spirits. Okay, so it's a vindictive spirit that collects wicked spirits. The second are the risks, normally helpful household fae. What the hell is an urisk? I think I recognize the word.
Yeah, it's like it's basically a brownie.
Okay, we can't. I don't know if we can introduce other fae if we've already got goblins. I mean, Bubak that fill that role, right?
Up to you. I mean, this is a thing, like Ursk or a thing.
Yeah, no,
I'm leaving.
But I mean, the canon in Nirvana is that the Fae are created by the gods, right? They form their spirits into the Fae. So if there are Fae that aren't associated, it doesn't work.
Makes sense
they'd have to be something that's not a Fae. They'd have to be something else.
And that's fine too. So you can say household spirits or creatures, or whatever.
Yeah. Other world. Being something tormented into madness by death, but okay. First of all, yeah, there's two things going here. Let's just make it one thing.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, okay. Finish the sentences though.
Okay. The second other is normally helpful household otherworldly beings tormented into madness by the death of households near the lake to which they are bound. When approaching tribes hear shrieks from the lark, they take it as a warning to come back to fish another day. Okay. What's that got to do with the first one?
So okay, basically I melded together two legends from Celtic lore. One is the Bin-Nai is essentially the lonely washerwoman who's obsessed with like cleaning things, and with the legend being that she cleans your clothes of like she'll kill you unless you wash your clothes before you enter there. So the whole concept of her being obsessed with collecting wicked souls is she's trying to cleanse them before gifting them to the ever stranger.
Okay.
And so the other thing is that yeah, I guess not. I mean, victim is that she wants to kill you and then like give you an afterlife.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's like a weird OCD. And then the Urisk, which are like these household fae, are they're household fae that are bound to the lake, but they can't escape it because there's no households in the Pen Levi swamps, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Why are there household fae here? There's no households.
Because they're there from times immemorial, and they're stuck there now after the end of the sorrows. So they're like cursed creatures, basically, for that reason. So the idea is that they're both these households type spirits, and they quibble with each other, and it's like a weird political conflict between spirits on this lake that can be turned into a weird adventure.
Yeah.
But again, this is me riffing.
I like the first one more.
Sure, all right.
I like it a lot, actually. The idea of like a being trying to purify evil spirits. Because what happens in our canon is that if the spirit is bad, the everyone just ignores it, right? Just leaves it to languor and become something worse in the other world. There's nothing they can do for it for some reason. So there's a creature here, a being here that's trying to stop that, right? And I think that's interesting of an idea. And I like the idea of the player-facing part of it, making it sound like they're terrible. And then the secret side of it, they're actually benevolent. They're actually trying to do good, and you can help them, right?
Yeah.
So that, okay, I like the story. I think that's great.
Alright, fine. You get off the second half of it then.
Yeah.
I was being having fun with it, but yeah, it's fine. We cut it. Yeah. Something for anyone who's watching the stream to note is that like this in the book, this section is going to be what, 8 pages?
Yeah.
I mean the lore, but there's like 26 pages worth of lore.
And there could be 100 easily. Yeah.
Yeah. So we write a lot. I mean, you know, that's just we write a lot and then edit from there.
But I still like the line of when approaching tribes here shoots in the lock, the traders wanted to come back to fish another day. But that's still interesting to me.
Sure. All right. Bye, Urisks. You didn't make.
Well, they can go somewhere else, but I'd have to read into them and what they are and what you're talking about there and what you want from it.
They're basically Scottish brownies. I like the idea of household fae that are trying to be helpful to humans, and that's how they like redeem themselves. But there's no households in their territory, and so they're stuck. I mean, it could be Bubak, but
the issue is
spirits. I don't know.
they're so long though. It's a question of do they live forever? I guess they do.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's just a fun.
It's fine. I mean, we could put it somewhere else. Like I don't know, if there's another section that's lacking something, you can go there.
Yeah, sure. Well, it just works specifically best for the Pen Levi. I mean,
no,
it would have to be
in
the
Pen Levi section. If there's space somewhere else, but I like the idea better. So what was one about? Oh yeah, lucky event. Okay, so this is a lake. Good. And then the secret is, and I guess it's not really uncommon lore. I can't imagine it being uncommon. It'd have to be rare lore from the get-go, right? Like, how would you know this? Would anyone know this? That she's actually friendly or not friendly? How do you characterize this?
This would be
you write this one, dude. What's the lore here then? How you?
This would be legendary lore, I think, actually.
Yeah, well, no
like,
human knows it. Yeah.
Basically, like the spirit is a drowned Pen Levi priestess, who
why are they always drowned for you? Because the water. Yeah. Lots of people.
Oh, yeah, he's in the lake. Yeah. Well, okay. Another interesting thing about this legend, I think. So this is a portmanteau of Loch Katrine and Loch something ban. But the first one, Loch Katrine, is actually the one of the supposed inspirations for the Lady of the Lake.
Oh, cool.
I think so, and is featured in some poetry by Percy by Shelley. Anyway, the spirit is a drowned Pen Levi priestess, who is okay. Well, what does she do? Is trying to collect sinful souls. I mean, we'll say sinful for now. I know that's not what we say. Sinful souls, and cleanse them
before passing them on to the other stranger, basically.
Ever stranger or something. I mean, maybe she did something wrong. Like maybe she did something evil, and this is her repenting.
Yeah. Well, then I think it would be. Yeah, like maybe the rare lore is that's what she's doing. The legendary lore is what she did and how she could be freed or saved or something,
Oh, I see.
But yeah, that's good.
Okay, so
then does that mean for the player-facing section then? Like, I don't want to say vindictive spirit rumored to be assessed of collecting wicked spirits. Like, I don't even know what that means. Can't we just make her just like an evil spirit that kills people? And then that just sounds like you should stay away from there. And then the secret is that she only kills really bad people, right? But
the only problem is that she only kills really bad. Okay, how do you turn into an adventurer, right? If she only kills really bad people,
there's no problem. Yeah.
Well, I guess part of my thinking was that she was a villain either way, because everyone to her is too sinful.
Okay, then that's fine too. Yeah, that works. Then we're not collecting wicked spirits. Then she's we'll just say an evil. So she kills people, right? She's not collecting spirits. She's killing people.
Yeah. Well, she collects the spirits and then she cleanses them and then offers them to the Everstranger from her point of view.
Yeah. Okay. I want to buy it. I guess this needs to be rewritten then slightly, but first, once it's haunted by, then you give me a vindictive spirit who kills people to collect the souls. Right. That's the plan. That's what people hear about her. Right.
Yeah.
And then the truth of the matter is that she's collecting souls to purify them, send them to the Everstranger. Now.
Yeah.
But is there not that? But that means she's just always evil, right? She's always killing things. She's always bad. Are you sure we can't put it on? She lets like those of pure deed and thing pass or whatever. Because otherwise, you can never interact with her. She'd always try and kill you.
Well, it could also be this thing of like, maybe she doesn't actually kill them immediately. Maybe the legendary lore is that she actually like basically takes their spirits from their bodies, and then she basically gives them a quest in order to like save themselves, and if they complete it, then they can re-enter their body with a pure soul or something.
The spirit does the quest, or the people do the quest?
The people do the quest. She just grants it.
So that means people return from seeing her, though.
Yeah, but no one has yet, because everyone's a piece of shit who's ever seen her, because they're in the Pen Levi lands.
But, but you're saying they go on the quest and they fail the quest, but if they go on the quest, that means they're still out there as a physical being.
Oh, they go on a spirit. Oh, what I'm suggesting is they go on a spirit quest. She takes their spirits from their fucking bodies, and sends them on a quest in the other world.
Yeah, okay, so there's not the physical person that goes on the quest, it's the spirit that goes on the quest.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is what I'm suggesting. As
that can work.
Yeah.
But then that's not her cleansing them, is it? Or is that what she's saying? That's what she thinks is cleansing them.
Yeah, exactly. So by fulfilling the will of the Ever Stranger, like some important quest, and it could be something like
show your devotion or do something, yeah.
Yeah, or they go to the other Ever Stranger world and they retrieve this like lost artifact of her or of the Ever Stranger or hers or something, and they bring it back, and it's like, oh, good job, you did it. You're a good guy. You get to live.
The reward is you just get your body back. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get to choose. You're purified, and you get to choose if you want to join the Ever Stranger or continue to live in the world.
Right.
Which he cautions against, because that'll just corrupt you. So you should just die and go with Ever Stranger. But everyone's like, no, I'm good. I'll be good.
All right,
anyway,
cool.
That's the idea.
Then yeah, put that.
Okay. I guess. Hold on.
Okay.
Legendary lore. She removes spirits from bodies and sends people on spirit quests to purify themselves. And if they succeed, they have the option to join the Ever Stranger or return to their
bodies.
Still corruptible bodies. Anyway.
Yeah. Cool. Alright, good, we did it. Nice.
Loch Kaithba, and choose a different name for that. That's a portmanteau of two different things.
Okay.
So this should be something else.
Okay, I'll check.
I mean, unless it works, but it's just two lake names jammed together.
Sure. Okay. Then the air. Okay. Actually, before we continue on, maybe we should continue on because we said it would be a short stream. So let's stop here, shall we?
Sure.
I mean, this is productive.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of secrets. It's kind of fun, It's just we're putting ideas down and we'll polish it. But
do you want to keep going then, or do you want to stop here?
I don't know if we should show all the sausage yet. I think it's okay to just do stuff off stream and just keep fleshing it out.
Let's stop here. Okay, then my question to myself is: am I happy if this is the way that the book is? And I think it is. I think it's annoying for the game master because they're gonna have to cross-reference, right? They're gonna have to flip backwards and forwards. Like to learn about the uncommon law about the sunken cities, they're gonna have to go back to the front of the book and read about the sunken cities. And then when they go to the next section, they have to go on get. So it's like you really want two books at the same bloody time, which is what maybe we should have done for this project, but that's a conversation for another time. And you have like the player section and the GM section at the same time, right? But the only way to change that is to put all the stuff together, which means taking it all out of the player section so the player has nothing, which is possible, and just making a whole encyclopedia section, but then the player can't look at it ever. And then we have the secrets and the common law at the same time. Or we re-summarize it here, that's just wasting space. So I think maybe it's the best of a bad situation. The best we could do. Not a bad situation, but yeah.
I mean, tell me what you think about this. Don't we just like reference it, like page, blah blah blah?
But that's what I'm saying. It still requires you flicking backwards and forwards to check.
I don't think that's such a big deal. I think.
I mean, we will reference it. We'll say what page number it is. Yeah.
There are great books that do this often.
Yeah.
One that comes to mind is Jest. Another is House of Leaves. It's fine.
Yeah.
People who read books are used to going back and forth. It's not a big deal.
Okay, cool. In that case, then I am even happier with it than I thought I'd be. Yeah, I think it's good.
Yay!
Actually,
We
there is
did
one thing we
it.
need to check though. 5.5 pages of lore, quest givers and antagonists. So that's one. Oh yeah, we've done 2 sections in 1 page, although we haven't done it completely. But and we have like 3 or 4 sections. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be easy. Cool, nice, good work. Then this is the approach we're doing. This is the path we're taking forward.
All right, the wooden path through through the Scarlands or whatever it's going to be called. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I mean, as a game master, this is the stuff I would want to see, and it's in a format that I wouldn't mind seeing it. And you're right, it is old school Renaissance-y to LLULRL. I like it. I don't know. I think it works for me. I think it's functional and it's efficient.
I'd rather have like a symbol or something, but I don't know what the symbol would be.
Oh, just make them different colors: silver, gold, and red and gold.
The text? What do you mean?
No, you do it's like Magic the Gathering, how they do the rarity symbols. They just have like a single symbol.
Just a symbol, right? It's different. Oh yeah. Oh, that would
in
work.
Different colors.
That would work.
Yeah, I mean, card games all card games do that, and gamers play card games. So we just use that technology, so to speak.
Colored symbol that indicates lore. And then technically we then put like a common lore symbol against everything in the player section.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that could replace your bullet point.
That's what I'm thinking. And the problem is then we would need to, so for the lore for this alphabet, we'd have to then do like another bullet point, a separate bullet point.
No, there's no point in doing that because it's or you just put the symbol at the top of the book, like this is all common lore. I mean, you put it at the top of the page.
No. I mean, even here, I like the idea in my head. I thought the same thing. The symbol could be the bullet point, but then that means for these sections here, where we've got 2 parts of lore, we'd have to do a second bullet point. But maybe that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's fine if it's like things that we would have to do it again. This is kind of something I actually wanted to avoid, so maybe it's not okay. But like, it would be like this, right? We'd have lock campaign, rare lore, then lock campaign, legendary lore. But I think that's a bad idea. I think that's a bad way of doing it. I think that the text, the symbol should be the text. Anyway, turns out I'm busting to use a toilet. That's why I'm moving around like this a lot. I don't know if anyone can notice that on stream. I've just started doing this like the first 5 minutes.
Get it, toilet, going in, empty into your cliffy bed, your fens, so to speak.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week. I'm Kurt. This is Darren.
Do you know the word for bathroom, toilet in Welsh?
No. Do you want to type it out for me so that I can try to pronounce it?
Oh, sure.
The toilet is spelled T-Bach.
Perfect.
T-Bach. So Darren's going to use the T-Bach. It means the thank you bath.
These are words you could have been familiar with by working with a Varlan, so T means house.
Right.
I mean, when we name the house Tell with Take, we'll probably use the word T for that.
Like Tell with Take. I see.
Yeah, and then Bach means small.
Oh, I see.
So it's the little house. It's the bathroom.
Oh, that makes sense. It's very important. Go use the restroom. Zilphia, see you later. Thanks for hanging out. And see you next week.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Take care, guys. See you next week. Thanks, guys. That was good. Where's my stream thing to make the stream stop? There it is. Okay.
How do you end it? Why I'm so self-conscious.